Great job, Nasty. Most of them didn't get to see that side of you. Yeah. I get to give a little bit of a background on Nate Funk. Nate ended his career in 2007 as the 6th all-time leading scorer in Creighton history. He was two-time first-team Missouri Valley Conference, two-time all-district. But the statistics don't measure Nate Funk. As I said earlier, one of the things that I think is amazing about these three inductees is that they all made their teammates better, and they all found a way to win. And Nate certainly fits that very accurately. The bigger the game, the better Nate played. He is really one of the all-time greats, especially one of the all-time great perimeter players in Creighton men's basketball history. It's my honor to introduce Nate Funk. I told Nate I would keep it short and not mention any of the individual stories that I know, but I will mention one very quickly. I listened to Nate and Nick Baugh on an hour-and-a-half flight back from Evansville debate on whether fish slept or not. This was an hour and a half of do fish sleep or do they not sleep?
What do you guys think? Do they sleep or not sleep? We never figured it out. First I'd like to congratulate all the individuals who accepted awards tonight, all the teams, Ethan, Megan, Connie, Dan, and Christy. These awards are well deserved. I just want to say that I am extremely honored to be up here accepting this induction into the Hall of Fame. With that said, it was only 6 years ago where I was sitting where you guys are sitting right here today. And, I'm extremely proud of you guys because at this point in the banquet, I'd be standing over there in the corner, one eye on my coaches, one eye on the door, just wait for my window of opportunity to get out of here. I know how long these banquets can get, and it usually gets to this point right here where it kind of drags on, so I'm going to try to keep this as quick as possible. He did say I finished my career scoring and 6th in scoring. Doug passed me in about a year and a half. That's freaking incredible. So, the accolades that he's achieved so far are well deserved as well. And, I think it's kind of funny. We were just talking about, how prepared we were for these speeches. And, Christy, she had her note cards. Dan, he didn't even know he was supposed to give a speech. What's ironic about this, I wrote my speech on the plane here on this American Airlines napkin. Just jotted a few notes down because I tend to forget things pretty easily. My family can attest to that. They're over there shaking their heads. I almost did not make this flight. And I'll tell you why. The night before, I know there's people of age in here and who've, opened a tab at a bar. Friday night in Dallas. But for some reason, this bar in Dallas, they took my ID too. So it's 9:30 on Saturday morning. My flight leaves at 11:10, and I'm scrambling around my apartment, looking in my clothes, looking in my car. Where in the hell is my ID? I can't go anywhere without my ID. It was at the bar. Left it at the bar. So thankfully, I had a passport. Thankfully, I played overseas for 3 years, and I had that passport. So it was for those unintentional Plan Bs. So on a serious note, there's a lot of people that I would like to thank, but I can't get to them all today because of time constraints. And there's so many people in this city that have meant so much to me and so much to the athletes, sitting in this room. First, I'd like to thank my family for being here. I know, my brother and his wife, they traveled up from Houston. My sister and her husband, Billy, they live in Bellevue, so it's not that far of a drive. But the support that they showed me for 5 years my 5 years here was incredible. For those of you who aren't from Omaha, who aren't from within a driving distance, you still have family here, and Ethan talked about this already. This is a family. The Creighton family, when we talk about the Creighton family, if you haven't realized it yet, you will. This is a family, and even if you don't have immediate, family members here to support you, go to your games, lean on when times are tough, this family, this Creighton family, is there for you, regardless. I mean, case in point, look at Josh Jones' situation. I mean, it doesn't matter who that would have happened to. But, I mean, Josh is still sitting over here. I mean, pearly white teeth all the time, you know, grinning ear to ear. Regardless, I mean, part of that reason, I know, and he might say it himself, is because of this family and because they're always there for you. Next, I'd just like to thank, you know, a few of my coaches that have made a positive impact on my life. You know, my high school coach, Coach Betts, I mean, he finally got sick of me asking for a gym key back in Sioux City during the summers. He just finally gave one to me. Just like here, you know, I think he got in trouble for it, but. Next, you know, D-Rock, I see you sitting over there. Those individuals suck, man. I know these guys, they hate them too, but they make you the player that you are. And so I really do appreciate all of those times that, you know, you listen to me gripe about, you know, certain plays that we call, everything from uniforms that we had to the plays we called. You know, so I appreciate that. Never would have progressed as a player without you. You know, I already mentioned the coaching staff here. Well, I'd mentioned to Coach McDermott, the coaching staff that we have right now. It makes me proud as a basketball alum to be able to watch a team like the team that they have and watch, because I know they play for their coaching staff. They play for each other, and they play for you all. But it just makes me proud as an alum that I can sit back and I can watch this team on TV and be proud to have played there and be proud to cheer for this team. So I just like to thank them. And to the coaches that aren't here, that were instrumental in me coming to Creighton. Coach Grenzing, who's not here tonight, and Coach Altman, who's not here tonight. You know, without them, I know I wouldn't be standing up here today. And a little story about Coach Altman and my recruiting process. So about, God dang, it's 12 years ago now, June or July of 2001. I was on my official or unofficial visit here. I still don't know the difference between the two. You know, I was here, so it was official, right? I still don't know the difference. I wasn't, whatever. But, so I'm sitting across from him in his office. My mom's to my left and my dad's to my right. And I'd never been recruited by anybody before. The only other schools that had offered me at this time were Division II schools. And so my only image of recruiting was, you know, is from a movie, He Got Game, Jesus Shuttlesworth. You know, that is, for any of you who've seen that movie, that's the only thing that I know about recruiting. But obviously that did not happen. I'm not a blue chip, or I was not a 5-star recruit by any means. So Coach Altman sitting across from me, my mom and my dad, and what he said to me kind of made me shake my head, but he said, Nathan, we're going to offer you a scholarship to come play here. He said, but you need to give us your answer within the next few days, because to be honest with you, there's a lot of 6'3" white guards out there that can do exactly what you can do. So we need to know so we can go find somebody else if you're not going to be committed to us. And so I was like, I looked out of the corner of my eyes like, does he want me to come here? Like, what? Like, seriously? I don't remember that from the movies, but it literally took me like till up a couple years ago to understand what he meant by that. And, you know, it took me driving in Dallas about 3 weeks, around 3 weeks, a month ago, whatever. I pulled up next to a semi-trailer, an 18-wheeler, and on the side of it, there was 3 words. And it was an advertisement for the U.S. Marines. And the 3 words that were on the side of this trailer, I couldn't sum up this program any better than these 3 words. And what it said was earned, never given. And those 3 words just are stuck in my mind, what this program embodies and what this program symbolizes. Because what he was telling me is like, Nathan, we want you to come here, but if you're not willing to work for success, then this isn't the place for you. And I know now that is what this program is all about. And that is what, it starts from the top with Raz. Now I know that is the attitude that he has. He said he would not hire a coach here who did not have that same attitude, who wasn't willing to work for things. Because success, it'll never come easy. And the coaches here, they would never recruit a player or allow a player to step on their playing surface, whatever field, court, whatever it is, if they don't have that same attitude. So everybody sitting in here today, I know that you have that attitude, and that is what makes this program so damn successful. The last thing I want to do and I want to say is kind of relate an experience that I've had over the last few years. You know, I left Creighton in 2007. I went overseas for 3 years. And it wasn't until I came back, I lived here for 2 years after that. It wasn't until then that I realized how close-knit this family really is. It started out by people coming up to me and thanking me for what I did at Creighton. And this same thing will happen to each and every one of you. And I kind of want you to be prepared for it. They're not thanking you. It kept happening over and over again. They kept thanking me for what I did. And my immediate response was, to start out with, was like, what are you thanking me for? Like, all I did was, you know, score a few points here and there, and you know, that's about it. What are you thanking me for? But then I realized it just kept happening over and over again. And what they're thanking me for, or what they're going to thank you for, is not for how many points you scored or how many goals you had or how many birdies you had on the back nine. They don't really care. When it comes down to it, that's not what they care about. They care that you represent their school in a positive way. They care that you're a role model for their 4-year-old. That's what they care about. So when somebody comes up to you and thanks you for what you do, don't think for a second it's because of, you know, scoring, a couple points here and there. Don't think like that. It's a lot deeper than that. And before I get off, this is going to be the end of it. I have to say this because I'll never have this opportunity again. And I want to relate an experience with, where's the men's and women's soccer teams? I know this has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but where's the men's and women's soccer teams? Dang. They're smart team. Are they still here? They're out there? Okay, so I was fortunate enough to play in Europe for 3 years. And what I saw over there was a completely different side of sports that I saw here and that I experienced. And what I mean by that is if any one of you ever get the opportunity to go play for a professional club in Europe, please do it. And I'll tell you why. Those people are so passionate about that sport. It is insane. I mean, they are lunatics. They love that sport more than life itself. And it was humbling because we don't experience that here, really. I mean, we don't give your sport enough credit. I don't believe. They do. And so if you ever get the opportunity to do that, I mean, they will love you. So, with that said, I'm extremely honored to be standing up here today. I'm damn proud to be an alum of this great university. And now I can say I'm extremely honored to be inducted into your Hall of Fame. Thank you.